94.3 The Point. We are here with Bob Gasperini, Business Development Officer, First Financial. Good to see you again, Bob.
Good to see you.
So, here we are. Holidays are behind us. The bills are ahead of us. It's the month after. People are getting those credit card bills now, and they're kind of piling up a little bit. What do you say to people who wound up spending a lot more than they wanted to spend?
Well, as most people probably don't want to do, they have to open them up, look at what you spent if you don't remember, and also, figure out what your plan is for addressing them. Don't let it go too long, obviously, because you need to take care of it before it's actually due. If you're going to have some trouble, make sure you contact your creditors and tell them, look, you know what, I need a little help. What can I do? You don't want to ignore it because it'll just make it a lot worse.
So better to call and explain your situation than just pay that minimum balance and kind of keep your fingers crossed?
It depends. If you anticipate that you're going to have problems paying it off in a short amount of time or really putting a dent in it and you see it as a real problem going forward, call them. If you can make the minimum payment and you're able to pay it in the future, see how it goes. But you always want to pay more than the minimum payment. The minimum payment is a trap. And, the laws have changed to make it a little bit better, a little bit clearer, so they understand how long, they now tell you how long it will take you to pay. You'll be paying on that credit card if you pay the minimum payment. Right. It's forever, so pay as much as you can.
Okay. We've got some questions from some listeners. Bill in Toms River asks, I was unemployed for 6 months last year and just started a new job in November. I'm behind on a lot of bills and trying to catch up, credit card bills, utility bills. What should he focus on first?
Well, obviously you want to keep a roof over your head. You want to keep the lights on. You want to keep the heat on. You want to keep food in your mouth. Focus on the priorities. Don't ignore the other ones. Please don't ignore the other ones because they'll come back to get you. Call your creditors, explain the situation, work out an arrangement with them. They would rather get something than nothing. And they would rather hear from you than be ignored, because if you ignore them, they're not going to be ignored for long. They'll come back. So again, go through your priorities. Heat, water, food. A house over your, a roof over your head, and then make a plan for your other creditors because you're going to have to take care of it at some point. You might as well address it right from the beginning.
All right. Joseph in Barnegat wants to know, is there a way to consolidate my multiple credit card balances into a single loan for a lower monthly payment, aside from a home equity line of credit? He says, I have little to no equity in my home.
Well, he's not alone in that situation. My best advice is to sit with somebody to discuss it because it really is going to depend on the interest rate of the cards, how much you owe, and how much you make. At First Financial, we base how much we can do on a personal loan on how much you make. It's a multiple of how much you make in a month, and that's the max that we can do because we know if we lend you beyond that, it's not really helping you. It's just putting you in a deeper hole. So again, look at your rates, look at how much you owe, and what your capacity is to repay. It may just make sense to keep paying what you can on the credit cards versus packaging it into another loan that you still can't pay. It just, you really have to sit with somebody. If you can't figure it out yourself, our branches are out there for you. Just come and sit and talk with somebody. They'll be more than happy to help you out.
Okay. And Lisa in Brick, are there any fees for withdrawing against an IRA if needed for car repairs or credit card balances or other loan payments?
There are. There's tax consequences, and there's usually some fee involved. You have to keep that sort of separate. Uncle Sam wants his cut because he's giving you a break on the taxes annually, and there's usually some type of fee involved in an early withdrawal. We don't encourage it, but we don't discourage it because if you have a high-rate credit card, you can't pay it. We'd rather you pay off the credit card at 27% than earning 4.5% in an investment account. So if you're in a situation where that will really help you, consult with, a CPA, somebody who knows a little bit about your tax situation, and have them help you make that decision. But again, go into it with as much information as possible. Know what to expect, which is a tax hit. You're going to have to pay taxes on that money and some type of fee.
We're talking with Bob Gasperini, Business Development Officer at First Financial. It's great to know that you and so many people at First Financial that I've spoken to are so easy to talk to and have so much information. And I know our listeners are going to want to get in touch with you. How do they do that? How do they find out more about First Financial or talk to someone?
Well, they can go to our website, www.firstfcU.com. There's a wealth of information on the website, contact information. If you want to call, 732-312-1500. I do this because I care. I hope I get calls. My personal line is 732-312-1426. If you have any questions, that's why we're here. We're a nonprofit organization in the community to serve the community. So that's the goal of doing a promotion like this is to get out there and answer questions for people.
So if you have any questions, maybe you're nervous about asking, this is where you get your answers. First Financial. Thanks, Bob, so much, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.